To create a new tab, we click on the plus sign on the tab level. The app prompts us to name that tab. Let's call it My First Tab. Now we click on Add Stream. This opens a setup dialog box. On the left-hand side, we have a list of all social media platforms that our account is already connected to. In order to connect to a platform, you must have an account for each of them, and you have to authorize Hootsuite to access each account. In our case, we are connected to Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, WordPress, Instagram, and YouTube. Let's say we want to see all tweets about Jimmy Fallon. First, we would click on the Twitter connection on the left-hand side. Next, we would click on Search and select one of the Twitter accounts. Hootsuite can support multiple Twitter accounts. I have two, but I will be using this one. Then we need to enter Jimmy Fallon's Twitter handle. If we don't know this handle, we need to go Twitter and find it out. Okay, I found it. Just to avoid any misspelling errors, I'll copy that handle, go back to Hootsuite, paste it into the search query, and then click Add Stream. Now we have our first stream with all mentions of Jimmy Fallon. What if we wanted to see only tweets from and to Jimmy Fallon? This is how we can do it. Repeat the first step and type from Jimmy Fallon and to Jimmy Fallon in the search query field. Add a stream. Repeat the steps to select tweets from Jimmy Fallon. Then we'll add another stream for tweets addressed to Jimmy Fallon. As you may have noticed, these three streams have different information. There is some overlap, but at Jimmy Fallon is where Jimmy Fallon is mentioned. This is when he's an author, and this is where tweets were addressed to him. Now we have three streams with everything there is to know about Jimmy Fallon and his Twitter activities, as well as any mention of his name by anyone on Twitter. This is very powerful information, especially when it's used for analyzing competition, prospective customers, or employers. If you find a lot of negative comments on Twitter, it may give you pause in wanting to do business with them. The search function of Hootsuite is very powerful. Here are some examples of complex Twitter searches. Please examine them carefully and refer to them in setting up your queries. It takes a little practice to figure out what works the best for you. In addition to social media accounts, you can access a lot of content from other applications. In our previous example, we demonstrated access to Gmail and Evernote. A lot of other applications can be connected to Hootsuite too. For example, Reddit, Constant Contact, MailChimp, Flickr, Vimeo, CRM such as Sugar and Salesforce.com, Google Drive, and many more. You can fetch Google Drive documents to Hootsuite directly. The same goes for Dropbox, Slack, Marketo, Salesforce, and so on. You can be very creative designing impactful Hootsuite dashboards. Remember, you can both fetch the content as well as post content to whatever social media platforms you have accounts for. Let me briefly show how you can post the same content to 3 social media platforms at the same time. I will click on Compose Message and paste here a note from some other place. This is my first simultaneous post to Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I can schedule it for later, I can post it right now. Then I'll select all three of the platforms that I want to post to. This is my Twitter account, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We'll send it now by checking them off here. Let's post it now. And now when I go to my Examples tab, you'll see that particular post on my Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter accounts. I can delete directly from Hootsuite as well. Imagine having multiple accounts around the world and having to post the same content to all of them at a time. Hootsuite saves you a lot of time when you're heavily involved in social media management. In summary, Hootsuite is your social media dashboard allowing you to monitor and interact with up to 200 entities. It requires some time to configure it to your needs, but we strongly suggest that you create tabs to watch your major customers, prospective clients, competition, industry leaders, and major trade conferences, as more businesses are getting very active on social media. The wealth of information is staggering, and you need to strike a balance between how much time you spend on social media versus the value of this channel of marketing. We recommend that before you decide on the content and intensity of your own activities, you set up a listening and monitoring system as we demonstrated here. By watching what your competition is doing, you can better define your own social media strategy.